It's a beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because you know it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm the Commish.
And I'm the Commish Jr.
Coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Deep behind the enemy line.
This is Raider Reaction.
What's up, Raider Nation? So, it's a Tuesday. We are going to rip through the Raider Nation news, and we are going to take a little silver and black QA from the Raider Nation in attendance as well. Any burning questions you have out there, because obviously it is a light news cycle in the Raider world, because unlike other teams in the league, our players are behaving themselves. So there's not really any Raider news, because there ain't no Raiders getting locked up. There ain't no Raiders backing into people on the side of the road and getting out with rifles. There's no Raiders getting smacked up outside clubs. There's no Raiders knocking out DJs. We're just getting ready for a championship run. So, what is up? So there is a little bit of Raider news. There is a little bit of Raider news today. As you know, there always is, but nothing, no breaking headlines. Obviously, it's mostly fluff. But the biggest headline still going today, which I'm not sure if you've heard about this, Commish Jr. The rumor is still going around big time about Calvin Johnson, Megatron, wanting to come to the Raiders and come out of retirement, somewhat like Marshawn Lynch did. Now, a couple weeks ago, I would have said this was an absolute farce, and there was no way that this could have happened. The breakup between Detroit and Calvin Johnson was not amicable. It was nothing compared to the breakup of Marshawn Lynch and Seattle, which was a very decent breakup, and they left on great terms. It was a bitter breakup. What's up, Kiku? What's up, Brad? What's up, Terry? What's up, the rest of the crew watching? So, last night's point went to Captain Spaulding. He was first up. Captain Spaulding. It was Captain Spaulding and then Terry. It was so close, literally, ding, ding. They both recorded the same amount of seconds, but it must have been like a hair of a second. Because every time I watched it, it was Captain Terry. Captain Terry. So, it was that close. But Captain's on the board with 1 for the month. So, the month's winding up. It's already the 18th. So, but Captain's got 1 point, so he's on the board. He's on the board. But, like I was saying, back to the Calvin Johnson thing. It was, like I said, I just thought it was no way. But now we're getting close to camp, and the plot thickens. Now it's starting to get like some soap opera nonsense. Now it's starting to get like some soap opera nonsense, because you got Detroit invites Megatron to camp. Like, oh, you want to come out of retirement, do you? Well, then get back to who owns you. We'll send you an invite to camp then. You want to play that game? We'll play this game. So that's getting interesting there. But then when you look at the hand that Calvin Johnson kind of holds here, because now what they're saying is all he has to do is sign paperwork to come out of retirement. Now, by coming out of retirement, that would put his old deal back into effect, count his old contract now back against the salary cap. Now, his contract was going to be an $11 million cap hit. $11 million cap hit. Currently, the Lions only have 5.75 space left. That means if Calvin Johnson decides he wants to come out of retirement, which Obviously, it sounds like he does, because who doesn't want to play with Derek Carr and be on the squad with Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree and Cordarrelle Patterson and Seth I mean, my God, you throw Megatron in that mix? Oh, good Lord. But, so, hypothetically, Megatron signs the paperwork. He reports to camp. He's like, sup, I'm here. You sent me an invite. What's up? Throw me the ball. And they're going to be like, ooh. We just went over $5 million over the cap the second he stepped in the door. So now what? We got to release this guy. We've already got a whole squad of wide receivers that we built, and we can't even afford this guy. We'd have to start juggling and cutting all sorts of people to keep him, and we already don't have a good relationship with him. So obviously he's going to force their hand if he makes said move. Now that leaves him a free man. Now he can do as he wants. And like I said, even so much as a week ago, I would have told you no way, 100% no way was this going to happen. Now, man, we've already gotten Marshawn Lynch this season. What else can happen? Who knows? Who knows? Do we get Megatron too? And then that leads us to the question. What's up, Janelle? But that leads us to a question. See, because it's a similar situation, Lines, I agree. But it's a different situation into the team he's coming into. Now, Beast Mode was coming into an opening that we needed. We didn't have the guy that we were trying to get when we were getting Beast Mode. He was filling a hole. We don't really have a hole for where Megatron's coming in. We've already addressed that and filled up. What's up, Mike? And filled up that void. We got Michael Crabtree, Amari Cooper. We go grab Cordarrelle Patterson and Seth Roberts. Now you got to drop Megatron in that mix. Somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go. And I mean, you've already made moves. You made commitments to these guys. So, I would think it would be Seth Roberts. But I don't want to see Seth Roberts go. Maybe they shift Cordarrelle Patterson to more of a return guy. But I'm sure that's not the bill of goods they sold him when they brought him here. Was, hey, you're going to be a return guy. No, they were probably saying, oh, no, you're going to get a battle to be the number 3. No, they didn't bring him. He didn't come here to be a return guy. That's not why he came to Oakland. Absolutely not. So, somewhere along the lines, you've got to make some sort of concession. What do you think about the idea of having Megatron on the team there, Junior?
Well, if we do, then basically we could win almost every game.
Well, there's a good possibility of that. Because he is, use him as a safety. Jose's thinking outside the box. Jose, I don't know if you're a genius or if you're insane. One or the other. But I like the way you're thinking. Thinking outside the box. It's crazy thoughts like that have made men look like geniuses, so you never know. But we're solid at safety. I don't think safety is not my concern. I'm concerned with our corners. I'm concerned with our corners. I'm not as concerned with our safeties. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. So, the Megatron saga continues. Much like the Beast Mode saga, now we got the Megatron saga. Hey, you know what I like, though? You know what I like? Every freaking sports channel, every sports radio show, every station, sports, football, and NFL related, it's the middle of July. And what are they talking about? They're talking about the silver and black. It's on everybody's tongue still. We stole that thunder at the draft with Beast Mode. Grabbing Beast Mode the day before the draft. We stole that thunder. Now we're going to steal the thunder again right before the season starts. You watch, they're going to drop the Megatron deal on Hall of Fame weekend. And we're gonna rain all over the parade, silver and black. We're gonna steal all the thunder. We're gonna steal all the headlines. They're gonna drop the Megatron deal right on Hall of Fame weekend, right when the season kicks off, and we're gonna steal all that thunder too. Just like we stole the draft thunder with the Beast Mode deal. That's what's gonna go down. Some PR guy is freaking playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers this year. If that's what goes down, I'm telling you. And that guy needs a raise. Because the Raiders have been the buzzword all year. What's up, T? What's up, Watts? So, all right. We gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see. Obviously, it'd be an awesome thing if we can get Megatron. But man, I'm a big Seth Roberts fan. I think he's a kid that's really coming around. I think he's a kid that can be good for years to come. I'm a Cordarrelle Patterson fan. I think he was a great move. So I don't know, man. You had Megatron in there, and we're loaded at running back. So we've just got so many. If we bring him in, we will just have too many weapons to keep. I mean, and that's a good problem to have, but that's too many weapons to keep. And so, I mean, somebody's got to go. It's unfortunate, you know. And like I said, when I'm looking at Roberts, I'm looking at a guy that we can have for years to come. Megatron's not a years to come guy. I see him as a year or two, at best. So, alrighty, moving on. Before we jump into the next subject, let me throw it out there to the audience. We did want to hit up, since I got the Commish Jr. on, we did want to throw it out and see if you guys had any Q&A, any burning Raiders questions, any silver and black topics you wanted to throw out there for discussion, anything you wanted to ask either one of us. Obviously, like I said, there's not a ton of news right now because, hey, the Raiders are being good. We're not out getting arrested right now. Nope. So, we're not like the Cowboys.
Nope.
The Cowboys are literally every week. Here we go. Zachary, Raider Moore. Janikowski's last year, yes or no?
Hopefully no.
Hopefully no. I agree 100%. Hopefully no, Zachary. He's on record as saying he wants to be kicking for the Raiders in Vegas. So, Seabass has spoken. He wants to play. He wants to keep playing.
Hopefully
It's up to
they let him to keep playing.
It's up to Seabass whether they let him keep playing. Because if he keeps nailing them, they'll let him play. He starts getting shankers and not nailing them 50 and 55 yarders anymore. And they're going to put him out to pasture. So, it's just the way it works. It's a business when you start getting long in the tooth. But he's a kicker. And the dude's built like he's a hoss, man. So, there's no reason he can't keep playing for years to come. He's a kicker. And he's in great shape. So, he's a kicker. So, all right. Any others? Hold on. They were crappy. They were crappy, T. They were crappy. Their statistics were not good. Roberts had drops, but did you know? Here's a stat for you. When Seth Roberts catches a touchdown, the Oakland Raiders are 9-0. Undefeated, T. Undefeated. Coincidence? Maybe it's just because Seth Roberts is a stud. But hey, I mean that's one of them goofy stats. I mean it probably really doesn't mean anything, but it is a stat nonetheless. Yeah, and Cordarrelle Patterson had never had a quarterback like Derek Carr either, so his stats are hard to, he never had a quarterback like Derek Carr. He never. Who did he have? Sam Bradford last year, and part of Teddy Bridgewater. He did win us the Tampa Bay game. That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was awesome. That happened right in front of us. Seth Roberts came right at us. We were right in that end zone. We were in the celebration in the end zone after that happened.
That's how I got this hat signed.
Actually, yes. This hat was autographed by Johnny Holton when he jumped into the stands after that touchdown. Autographed Commish Jr.'s hat for him. So that was That was a nice little moment there. I do believe that was your favorite moment of the season last season.
Yeah, and it's the first autograph I ever got.
Yes, first in-person autograph he got. Well, we got a ton of Raiders autographs, but that was the first in-person one.
You do, I don't.
Yes, I do, but it's the first in-person one he'd ever gotten. So that's an awesome moment right there. And to have it happen in overtime, that's just good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
Like breaking 3 tackles.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Oh, and he's gone. Gone. Throws the ball right at the end zone right in front of us, and then pandemonium breaks out. It was great, man. It was great. It was awesome. I grabbed him, picked him up. I had him on my shoulder, and I carried him right there. We were right there at the thing, and I was holding him up so he could be in it. It was awesome. That was awesome. And then, because it was great, because it was the Raider Nation invasion in Florida. It doesn't ever happen that there's back-to-back games in the state of Florida. I mean, they played Jacksonville the week before. So me and him got to go to Jacksonville the week before and watch that. And that was a beatdown, too. So it was... Yeah. That was just a beatdown.
I don't even think the Jaguars scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was a rough one, man. That was a rough game. So that was a fun couple weekends because it was close enough that we got to go as a crew, and the whole family went to the Tampa Bay game. That was sweet. So, any other questions before we jump into this next topic? Captain Spaulding wants to know, who's your favorite player?
Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree. It's his favorite player. That's his favorite player. All right, let's jump into AFC West running backs. Now, when you're looking at... let's jump into... oops. Now, when you're looking at the competition and who we've got to deal with in the AFC, obviously we picked up Beast Mode. Latavius Murray was our guy. And we had nice compliments to go with him last season in Washington and Jalen Richard. Both stud rookies that played awesome. Both those guys played great. So, I mean, we were blessed to pick those two up. Then we picked up Beast Mode. But when you're looking at the other 3 teams and who we got, T-Well says, what's up?
Hello.
I believe so too, Ryan, but we will let's break it down. Let's break it down and see. Melvin Gordon for the Chargers, the Chokers. He bounced back in his second season, but he's had some injury issues. Is this going to be his year? What do you think?
I don't know.
Melvin Gordon, Chokers. I don't think they helped out their offense. I mean, they did go get the big wide receiver, but I don't think they addressed the line enough, and I don't think they helped out Phillip Rivers enough that, I don't know. I think he's going to have a rough year. I'm predicting the Chokers have a very rough year this season and come in dead last, so I don't think he's a huge threat or as big as a threat as anybody feels. Probably in, I don't know, I mean, Chokerland, wherever that is now. Partially San Diego, partially LA. Half of San Diego hates them, and I don't know. Their fan base is in turmoil. Then you look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs you got Spencer Ware really and Kareem Hunt looking at the guys that are going to be toting the rock in Kansas City. Ware run for almost 1,000 yards and 14 starts last year, but I'm not sold on either one of those guys, really. I'm just not. Kareem Hunt has done nothing to really show me anything that made me think he can be the guy. But, we'll see. I'm telling you, man, I think the Chiefs peaked last year. And you're going to start to see the holes. I mean, they got rid of Macklin. They've basically already told Smith he's on a 1-year lease now. And, they're just not... I'm telling you, man, they peaked last year. And you're going to start to see holes in the armor of the Chiefs The running back situation is going to show. The wide receivers have not been that good. I mean, what'd they go? The whole season there, a year or so ago, without throwing a touchdown to a wide receiver, which is like insane. Who does that? Just the Chiefs, because it's the Chiefs.
That's insane, Chiefs.
Yeah. So that leaves us with the donks. C.J. Anderson, Devontae Booker, and the paper-mache Jamal Charles. C.J. Anderson's just about as beat up as Jamal Charles. But between the two of them, they may have one decent knee. And that's only adding, partial knees together to come up with that one decent knee between the two of them. They're beat up. They're not in good shape. Devontae Booker is... he showed a little flash. He got some waiver wire action in fantasy for a minute just because the rest of the guys were beat up. He was the last guy at the end of the bench. Like, Anderson's gone. Who's left? Go get Booker. He's the only guy left on the bench. That's how he ended up in there anyway. So... it's probably going to... I got a bad feeling... Well, not a bad feeling. It's a great feeling for me. A bad feeling if you're a Donkeys fan. Yep. But I got a bad feeling they're going to have it's going to be a freaking mash unit in Donkeyville this season. You're going to have running backs dropping right and left. I don't think it's going to be pretty. They are really tying their hopes to a beat-up backfield, man. They got some retreads back there. They're trying to hold on to C.J. Anderson, who's beat up. What's up, Dorothy? It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Yeah, I agree, Jukebox. They do not even really have a quarterback. Who's gonna hand them the ball? You got what? You got Lynch. You got Simeon. You got Kelly, Mr. Irrelevant. I guess all the issues they have and their first pick's a lineman in the draft. I was blown away by that one. Absolutely blown away by that one. So when you're looking at him, I got to put the Raiders at number 1. I got to put the Raiders at number 1. Running back squads in the AFC West. Number 2, I have to say the Chokers. I think by far Melvin Gordon is the most talented running back out of the rest of the group. Whether he can stay healthy, whether his line will block for him is a big question mark, obviously. But compared to Spencer Ware, Kareem Hunt, and the Anderson, Booker, Charles, mash unit, 3-headed, beat-up monster of a running back situation. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, what do you think? You think that's fair? One Oakland, 2 Chargers. I'd say 3 Chiefs.
Yeah, probably.
Donkeys last.
Yeah, who cares about the Donkeys?
No, we all. But they're not gonna have a good run. They're not gonna have a good. They're really putting their hopes on some injured running backs, and that's not good. That's not good. You can't running backs. That's not good. You can't pin your hopes on injured running backs. So.
Yeah, no.
That's not a good thing. Especially Charles. He had 4 knee surgeries. 4.
4 knee surgeries?
4.
Oh my gosh! And they're gonna rely on him.
And the only thing I can say about that, it's not a bad deal. The deal the Donkeys put together is not a bad deal because it's all incentive laden. So if Jamal Charles goes out there and gets hurt, it's not really going to hurt them. What it's going to hurt them in is the fact they don't have a running back. That's what it's going to hurt them on, but it's not going to hurt them money-wise or contract-wise. So, well, alrighty. Let's throw it back out there. You have any questions, Silver Black related, for the Commish and Commish Jr.? Obviously, like I said, it's a light news cycle, so not a ton of Raider news floating around right now, which is good. It's because our guys are being good, man. They're doing what they're supposed to. They're enjoying their time off. They're getting ready for camp. They're not out being knuckleheads. They're being good and doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're being good. Which is the way it's supposed to be this time of the season. They're being good. Who wins the middle linebacker job? Now, see, there's going to be a lot of different changes in sets, Duran, so that's why it's going to be a little bit committee, because you're going to have two middle linebackers, inside linebackers at some times. So it's not necessarily going to be a middle linebacker per se, just going to be one guy as the starter. I think it's going to be a rotation. You've got Corey James, Heaney, Marquell Lee, and Najee Harris. You've also got Jelani Jenkins, who's in the mix, who's going to float around. It's hard to tell exactly where he's going to be. Of course, there's fans everywhere, T. Yes, you would be surprised how many Raiders fans there are here. We have a very strong Raiders. It's an official Raiders booster group that I belong to. It is the Florida Raider Nation Incorporated. We just are starting up another Central Florida chapter that's going to cover the Orlando area. Ours is mostly based out of the Tampa Bay area. There's also a large South Florida Raider Nation, or South Florida Raider Booster Club in Miami area. And, oh yeah, we're well represented. So, if I'm not at the games this season, because I will be broadcasting at, before and after any games I'm actually at, going around, talking to the fans, meeting up, interviewing, getting Raider reaction, man, before and after. That's what we'll do at any games we're at. Any games we're not at, I will be at Florida Raider Nation events, doing the same thing. Getting Raider reaction before. Since I'm at the event, I'll be getting Raider reactions during. Halftime reactions. We'll be able to get end of the game reactions as game ends. And, reactions after the game. So, pretty much I'll be streaming live from related to the game somehow at every game this season, barring, obviously something going on. But, yeah, it was approved at the Florida Raider Nation meeting, the spring meeting, that I would be broadcasting from their events and all as well. And Alden Smith is on ice, Duran. He is not a Raider. Everybody just needs to forget about him. It's actually, what's up, CL? That's actually the first time I have heard Alden Smith's name mentioned in a while. Alden Smith's name is basically cold here on Raider Reaction. We just don't even speak of him because Alden Smith has not been on the team so much longer than he was on the team that he doesn't even really count anymore. That he's not even in the game plan. And, if someday he shows up all clean and his head screwed on straight laying on our doorstep, sure, we'll let him in. But until then, we don't need that. We don't need the distraction. And we just don't need that. We've got a good thing going on. We don't got guys getting in trouble. We don't need that nonsense. He's one of them guys like the Cowboys that's getting in trouble. We don't need Alden Smith right now. Alden Smith, you get your stuff together, and maybe somebody will want you. Thanks. What's up, NorCal? Thanks, bro. Appreciate. NorCal was on last night. Did you see any of last night's show?
No.
No.
I tried to watch it.
NorCal was on last night. Had a great show with him. Guest host on Ghost to the Post. Filling in for Prime, who's out this week. It was nice. Nice breaking down all the league news.
I tried to watch it. Wouldn't let me.
Wouldn't let you. All right. Here we go. Hold on. Hey, what's up? You're on Raider Reaction.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on? Can you hear me all right, man?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Calling in, baby.
All right, all right. So we got, on the phone here, we got a little special guest call-in that I'd set up. I don't know if you guys had noticed, and if you haven't noticed, I would like you to go check it out. It's on the Raider Reaction Facebook page. It's the pinned post at the top of the page. And it's a, basically, what is it? We got Captain Spaulding on the phone here, ladies and gentlemen. The infamous Captain Spaulding, who's also a youth football coach. So, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what your cause is that you guys are looking for donations for.
It's basically just your AAU Spartanburg travel football team. We go around the upstate and lower state of South Carolina and play North and South Carolina teams. Just looking for any kind of donation from 50 cents to whatever you can afford. All of it goes to the children, buying the equipment, the cleats, sponsoring the kids if they can't afford it themselves. Just everything, really. I mean, we actually care about the children and we grow them up. I mean, it takes a man to play football.
Absolutely.
This is where it all starts at.
I agree. I've coached for years. I coached the Commish Jr. and his older sister for years in youth sports for like over 5-6 years.
I don't know.
It takes a lot. I have a lot of respect for anybody that dedicates their time to to help and mold the future heroes of our sport. You know, this is where it starts, man, is these kids. So like I said, I put the info up on the page. It's on the Raider Reaction Facebook page. It's the post pinned at the top. It's got all the information. It's got the league president's info, email, where to send it, all the info about the league. You can go, they've got a Facebook page. You can go check that out. It's Spartanburg Gators football. Right, Captain?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go check it out, guys. If you live in that area, you know somebody lives in that area, or if you just got a couple bucks and you want to help out a youth football league and help out the kids, man, because if we can't help out the future generation of football players that are growing up, I mean, this is a great cause. So and Captain Spaulding's a loyal viewer, so I was happy to jump on, and if I can help raise $1, then hey, man, that's better than nothing.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Anything else you want to say while I got you on, my man?
Raider Nation for life, baby.
All right, you bet. Like I said, check it out. And, hey, man, reach in your pockets. Help out the kids. Help out some future football heroes. Because it's kids like this guy and kids like Captain Spaulding, Coach, that are the future. Thanks for coming on, Captain Spaulding. And
thank you.
You bet, man. We'll talk to you soon. And check it out. Hey, Janelle, I told you I'm there, man. You get it all. When you guys get it set up, you let me know a day and a time, my brother. You just got to give me enough in advance. And I'm there to help, man. I'm there to help. That's local enough to me. That's only a few hours away. I can definitely make that. As long as you give me a heads up. As long as you give me a heads up. Nice. Thanks for volunteering your time as well, Steve. And anybody that coaches, man, it's in all seriousness, can we break down the Titans versus Raiders game and give your opinion on what you think the results will be? Now, there is a good comment, Wesley. Nice work, my man. You got it. Okay. Titans Raiders. Week 1. Now, first, let's look at the quarterbacks. You got Mariota, young quarterback. You got Derek Carr, young quarterback.
Obviously, Carr's better.
Both coming off leg injuries. However, Mariota's was much worse. Mariota's just barely got back on the field. A lot of ligament damage with Mariota's injury. Much, much worse. Much worse injury. No ligament damage with Carr's injury. Bone was fusing quickly. Way different severity. Carr's 100%. Mariota's not. So, Carr's going to be on a faster track by the time they get to that game. Running backs. Got to give the advantage to, I'm sorry. I know I give it to the Raiders with beast mode.
Yeah.
I think the Tennessee game could be a very high-scoring game. I really do. I honestly think it could be a high-scoring game. It's a game that I'm a little somewhat concerned about. It's not the type of game that you want to have in the first week of the season, because I do believe it could be a little bit of a shootout. I believe Carr's going to come out slinging it, and I believe Mariota's going to come out slinging it. I believe there's going to be some points put on the board. So, I think the Raiders take the game, though.
Yeah.
I honestly think the Raiders take the game.
Yeah, Raiders are going to win that.
Yeah, I absolutely 100% think we leave 1-0 out of week 1. But I do believe it's going to be an exciting game, and I think Mariota's going to look good, but I think Carr's going to look better.
Yep.
And that's what I think. I think Titan fans, if Mariota is healthy, could be in for a good season, man. They've built up, they've added some talent there. They've got a decent running game. Got young wide receivers. Delaney Walker's a stud tight end, man. He was my fantasy tight end last season. Maybe my fantasy tight end again this season. Because Mariota seems to love to throw to the tight end for some reason.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he loves the tight end. Because, trust me, I was loving me some Delaney Walker. So, I think the Titans are going to have a good season. But I think Carr's going to get you. Going to get you in the end in week 1. But I do think the Titans have a very good possibility of winning their division. A very good possibility. Yeah, we'll see. Good possibility. So, any other questions before we jump into the next topic we have here? Any other questions for Commissioner Commish Jr.? Who's my surprising team that stinks that will surprise the Raiders this season? I don't see any surprising teams surprising us this season. I've got our 3 troubled spots pegged in the season, and I think we're gonna cruise besides those 3 spots. There's no team that jumps out at me. I don't see the Jets pulling some miracle and giving us any trouble. I don't see that happening. I don't. I really think our team's gonna stay the course through the meat of the season and be cool. So,
I think we're going to get to the Super Bowl this season.
I agree with you 100%. I think we're going to make it to the Super Bowl as well.
And from the teams that I can say right now, definitely looking like the Super Bowl.
Well, I see. I've pinpointed my 3 trouble spots, my 3 trap areas of the schedule, and they're the homestand coming off of the road trip to Washington and Denver, the week 5, 6, and 7 homestand, the week 12 and 13 homestand, and the week 16 and 17 away trip to close the season. Those are the 3 trap areas. Those are where I think we're going to grab 3 losses, and with each one of those trap areas, that's where we're going to grab our 3 losses. We're going to end up 13 and 3. We're going to win the AFC West. Chiefs will win the wild card, and we go to the Super Bowl. I hope we get the number 1 seed with that 13 and 3, but it's going to come down to what new interesting way Tom Brady and Bill Belichick have found to cheat as to whether they have a better record than us when it comes down to it, because they're the only other team that I see. Because now I predict a big decline in the Patriots this season. A big decline in the Patriots. Like I said before, Father Time is undefeated, and Tom Brady is going to start to decline soon. But the fact of the matter is, they play in the worst freaking division in the league. They got to play Buffalo twice, the Jets twice, and the only competition they have is the Dolphins. So they're going to sweep the Bills, they're going to sweep the Jets, and they're going to split with the Dolphins at worst. So there's 5 to 6 wins right there. 5 to 6 wins.
3 wins.
5 to 6 wins. Right there. You're halfway to the playoffs. You ain't even left your division. That's why they look as good as they do. Because they play in garbage. They mire themselves in a crappy division. That's why they're in the playoffs every year. Garbage. Garbage. Garbage.
Patriots are like the only decent team in that division.
That's it. I mean, what other competition do they have? The best quarterback they're playing against is Ryan Tannehill. He's it. He's the best. Dude, Josh McCown? I mean, come on, man. McCown's getting led to be... He's the lamb for slaughter for 2017. He's fresh meat. That's all he is. He's the offered virgin. We give ye Josh McCown. We giveth thee sacrifice for first round pick. We sacrifice ye Josh McCown to football gods for first round pick. That's basically what it is. They just got him in there to get the first round pick. It's like, we know Josh McCown can stand up for 16 games, and that's all we want. For him to be able to survive. Stay vertical. 16 games. And lead us to 1-15. That's all the Jets are hoping for. What a pathetic team. And they're our home opener. I'm jealous to anybody that's going to be in the home opener. I'm jealous. I'm very jealous because that's going to be a great game. That's going to be a great game. That's going to be a great game. So, I mean, what a home opener. You get to play the Jets. The Jets. We get the Titans as the season opener, and then the Jets as the home opener. So, should be interesting. Should be interesting. So, well, we got about a little less than 20 minutes left. So, any other topics you guys got out there you feel like discussing? Obviously, like I said, it's a slow news cycle here in the... He is going to start showing rust, Gabriel. I completely agree. Completely agree. He is going to start showing rust. It's inevitable. Peyton Manning. What's up, CL? CL said, what's up?
Hello.
It's inevitable. Peyton Manning was the greatest thing since sliced bread. The next year was a bum. That's how it happens. For 5 years before that, they were telling us that Peyton Manning was the greatest quarterback we'd ever seen. And then the very next year, he's a bum. That's how quick it happens. And it's going to happen to Tom, too. I don't care how much avocado ice cream and rice cakes you eat, bro. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody. The NFL is a cycle. You only stay up for so long. They have stayed up way longer on the cycle than they should have. It means there's going to be a downswing, man. It's inevitable. It's ebbs and bobs. It's inevitable. Inevitable. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, any other questions? Any other questions for the Commish and Commish Jr. before we jump into one more topic here? So let's jump into it now. So, you see how the Redskins treated Kirk Cousins. You've seen how some of the other teams have handled their deals this offseason too. The Raiders are now becoming the model of franchise for how to deal with their players and how to sign our contracts and how to handle our players tactfully. Look at what Reggie McKenzie has done with every single deal he has made. It has been shrewd. It has been in the best interest of the team and the players happy as well. Derek Carr is thrilled and wants to play for his team for the rest of his career.
Well, he should. He has no reason to quit.
No, and Kirk Cousins is on a 1-year audition, basically, now. Because his team, again, did not have faith in him. What do they want? Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback they've had in decades. And they're pushing him out the door. I do not understand it. But the way Kirk Cousins' deal is being handled is showing you the type of franchise that the Oakland Raiders have become. We don't handle business like that. Our business is clean. We don't leave mess. It's clean. It's just such a different regime than what we dealt with for the 14 years or so during the era of suck. As I like to refer to it. The era of suck. It was rough, but every great team has to deal with adversity. It's just the way it is. Every great team has to deal with adversity. So, what is your biggest concern coming into this season, Commish Jr.? What's your biggest concern on the team?
I'm going to have to think about that.
Do you think it's the defense? You worried about the corners?
Probably the corners, yeah.
That's my biggest concern, probably, is our cornerbacks. I feel pretty good about our safeties. What's up, Mama Bear? I feel good about our safeties. I feel we've addressed those. I'm really hyped about Obi. I think Obi is a big talent. He's a versatile talent. He's a Swiss Army knife type player back there, and we're going to use him as a very versatile player. If Reggie Nelson and Carl Joseph stay healthy, Reggie Nelson has been pushed and is challenged. He is spry, and he wants to keep his job. Carl Joseph, coming off an injury-plagued season, he's got a lot to prove, and he knows it, and he's going to make a big step up this season. So I think his safety was solid. The Conley deal, we're still got the guy in trouble. So we got Conley's got to clear up. Then you got Amerson and Smith. I thought Amerson was okay. Smith was a concern. But I really think Smith's going to take a big step forward in the second year. I honestly do. Second year in silver and black. I think he's going to get it. I just don't think he understood the scheme last season. He just seemed like he was confused. It was not lack of talent, because he was a talented guy in KC. So I think he can get back to that. And I don't know how many times I've said it. Rod Woodson in your ear as your cornerback coach is going to help. It's going to help a lot. So you got Conley, Amerson, Smith, got T.J. Carey. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right at corner. I agree with it. It's about health, man. It really comes down to health. I mean, isn't that always what it's always really about? Is whether the guys don't get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, look at last season. Derek Carr doesn't go down, and we don't have issues like we had. We don't have issues like we had. So like I said, we touched at the beginning of the show. The biggest Raider news right now on the table is the Calvin Johnson deal, is the Megatron rumors. If it's going to happen, my prediction's it happens right at Hall of Fame weekend. That's my prediction. So, what do you think? Do you think it is even going to happen? What do you think?
Not so sure.
Not so sure. I'm not so sure, but I can tell you what, I'm a lot more optimistic about it than I was. I didn't give it any chance. I thought it was a BS story and it wasn't going nowhere. Now, oh yes, I agree. It was a glaring weakness. But we've addressed it. Guys, we've addressed all the glaring weaknesses from last season. You cannot look at the team, you can't look at the general manager, you can't look at the coach, and you can't say that we did not address the problems from last season. All problems have been addressed. All problems have been addressed. Needed a big play tight end. Jared Cook. Needed another big play wide receiver. Cordarrelle Patterson. Needed a better return guy. Cordarrelle Patterson. Needed extra safety to add in the mix. We draft Obi. We need to address the corners. First pick out of the draft was Garyon Connolly. Then we got, we went and drafted some other corners as well. We even got Luani, another safety in the mix who's looked pretty good as well. You got Siafi. Still got TJ Carey on board. We moved Rod Woodson to the corner position, cornerback coach position, to help out the corners. We've added meat at the middle linebacker position. We signed linebackers. We've added meat at the defensive line. We've addressed everything that we need to address. It's whether or not they step up and do their job. That's it. Do they step up and do their job? That's what it comes down to. So, that's what it comes down to. So, any other last questions, guys? Any other last questions as we roll through? Any other last questions? Winding out the show here. Now, let's just touch on what we got the rest of the week. Tomorrow night, I've got Ghost of the Post. Prime is going to be out tomorrow. I have not exactly nailed down my guest co-host for tomorrow night, so it's still up in the air, but I do got several lines in the water. I'm sure I will have a bite by tomorrow, and we'll roll through Ghost of the Post, touch on all the hot league stories tomorrow. Now, Thursday, I'm going to be running an ad starting tomorrow morning for the Thursday show. The extra special guest calling in on the Thursday show. So be watching in your Raider groups. Be watching the Raider Reaction page and the Oakland Raiders football page. I will be putting the ad out in the morning. We have a special guest calling in for the first half of the Thursday edition of Raider Reaction to help me break down the Raider Nation news. And then the second half, we got T-Well coming back. More T-Well, more Cowboy.
Oh, jeez.
I know. For more franchise face-off in the second half of the Thursday edition. And then the Commish and the Commish Jr. come back on Black Friday for Silver and Black Theater to finish off the 1991 Super Bowl. Eagles-Raiders. So looking good so far.
Yep.
It was looking good so far. So.
The weird eagle helmets.
Weird Eagles helmets.
Just got like the wings on them.
Hey, I'd like to get Bear on. I've never had Bear on my show. I'd like to get Bear on one of these times, but you know, I don't know. You guys will you'll have to poke him. Go poke the bear. Ha ha. Tell him he needs to come on Raider Reaction. He should come on Raider Reaction after hours tomorrow night. Or on Thursday night, One Nation Live. That's what you guys should poke Bear. Tell him to come on the after hours. And he can pop on and we can kick it. His show's not going on at that time, so you guys go poke the bear. Tell him he needs to come on the after hours with the Commish on One Nation Live. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Like I said, we've got an action-packed rest of the week for you. I wanted to bring the Commish Jr. on tonight because it's been a slow news cycle, and no, he wanted to come on because he
had nothing else to do.
He had nothing else to do, and it's summertime, so he gets to stay up late, and he wanted to come on so he can hang out and talk with all you guys. So he likes coming on the last couple Fridays. You know, he's hidden behind the screen on Black Friday, so you don't get to see his handsome face. So, oh, you better believe it, CL. We're gonna talk some Zeke. We got some cowboy juice to squeeze when we get the T-Well on. That's for sure. We're gonna have some fun with him this week. There's been definitely been some bad cowboy news. Definitely been some bad cowboy news going on. So, if there's like I said, rest of the week, tried to give you some good action and some good content on Raider Reaction for the rest of the week. Should have guest co-hosts on tomorrow. Got a special guest interview that I will be advertising for on Thursday's show. Then T-Well will be on for Franchise Face-Off, which is always a good time. And we got a lot of cowboy dirt to shovel on it this week, so that'll be good. And then we get to finish off one of the greatest Raider games of all time on Silver and Black Theater on Friday. Man, that's 3 solid hours of Silver and Black flavor for you to carry you through to your weekend. Plus, Thursday night late night. Thursday night late night. Thursday night late night on One Nation Live. It's the After Hours. And you're cordially invited. Exclusively on One Nation Live and simulcast on the Raider Reaction Facebook page. Much different format than all the other shows. I invite you into the Ultra VIP Lounge. It's a much different format. Only on One Nation Live. 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern, every late night Thursday. Only on One Nation Live. So, go check it out. But we appreciate you joining us tonight. And as always, Costa, appreciate the kind words, my man. Appreciate the kind words. I do appreciate the kind words. I really do. We try to run a tight ship here, my man. And, I try to give you a solid show. I expect if anybody's going to spend a second of their time, I should at least do my best to make it worthy to watch. It's always my goal to make every Raider reaction better than the last. We try, man. If you guys haven't noticed, I tried darn near everything, man. I'm inviting people on. I've had NorCal Raider Rick on, had Watts Raider on. I've got a special interview for you guys Thursday, which you guys are really going to enjoy. And I'm teasing you on it because I've already got the ad made for it and everything. I just ran it by them and they okayed it, and I'm going to run it tomorrow. So check it out, man. Thursday's going to be an awesome show. Got a great show with League News tomorrow, and then finishing out with Silver and Black Theater on Friday. Second half of the Great Raider game. So got a great week lined up for you guys. So appreciate each and every one of you. Any second you guys take to spend with us here at Raider Reaction. Any second you take out of your night to watch us, we appreciate it. So, see you right back here tomorrow. Same time, same channel. For Ghost of the Post. Drop it back deep in the pocket. Letting it fly league wide like we do every Monday and Wednesday on Raider Reaction. Would you like to say goodbye to the Raider Nation?
Goodbye, Raider Nation.
Thank you for joining the Commish and the Commish Jr. We appreciate you taking some time out of your evening. We'll catch you tomorrow, Raider Nation. Thanks, Chris. Peace. Love. Raider Nation.